So I'm making a vlog today on tourism in a way because I've been a tourist of Southern California since I was probably about 10 years now. So between 19 to 29, I've been traveling out to California a lot and I just couldn't decide on where to live. So this is like my little video on my experiences in the different cities. And I hope that'll help one of you lucky followers out there on maybe deciding if you want to move to California or not. And if you're weighing your options, then hopefully my video would help you. So when I first came out here, I decided to live in Burbank, very close to Burbank. Actually, it's called the Woods. No, Toluca Lake. I live in the woods in Toluca Lake. So it was nice. There's a couple of diners out there that's very popular. There were a lot of script writers. It was close to some of the studios, but it wasn't as fun. So I moved to downtown Burbank, and that was a lot more fun because at night you had more people like walking downtown Burbank, a lot more restaurants, and it was more hip and cool. So I liked it. And then fast forward when I tried living in California again, I tried living in Irvine this time because of the Asian community, and I love Asian food. So that was good, and it was very family oriented. I was planning on starting a family, so Irvine made sense, but it was very boring because everything was super cookie cutter, and you don't get any grunginess. You don't get a lot of, I don't know, diversity. So I wanted more diversity. So we went to Costa Mesa. Now, Costa Mesa was kind of cool because it was very artsy. It was less cookie cutter, but still very safe and very nice. I like Costa Mesa for their food. All my favorite restaurants are in Costa Mesa. The South Coast Plaza Mall is like one of the best malls, and I lived down the street from Costa Mesa Mall, so I was very lucky. I live right there. But it still wasn't that satisfying. So I tried just hanging out in Newport. Newport is a whole different story. It's a lot ritzier. And from Newport, I went to Beverly Hills, where it's definitely ritzy. So Beverly Hills, Newport, you have a lot of high-end fashion designers, fashion lines. You have some of the richest people in the world. So Newport, I totally love. And then subsequently Beverly Hills, I totally love too. I started consulting a lot in downtown LA. So I knew people with apartments in downtown LA, and they live near Little Tokyo, which I've contemplated for a long time to live near Little Tokyo because I love the Jap. Oh, hi there, Frank Balls. Your screen name is very funny, and thank you for tuning in. So I'm talking about different places I lived in California, and the last place was there's another viewer that just joined. So cool, thanks for joining my live video. So Little Tokyo, I love Japanese culture. I think I'm Spanky Monkey. Another funny name. Okay, sup, Spanky Monkey. Okay, so back to Little Tokyo. I love Little Tokyo because I love boba, love ramen, love sushi, love all that. The only problem I have with it is that it's relatively small. Like, I like the Little Tokyo in San Francisco a lot better because they're just, for me, more things to do in San Francisco personally, because the areas around Little Tokyo in LA, I didn't like it as much. Like, I would feel comfortable walking, I would drive, whereas in San Francisco, I felt comfortable like just getting on one of those trolley rides and like, yeah. So never ended up living in Little Tokyo, would hang out with friends in LA. And then I made a move to San Diego. So do you like San Francisco because of the gays? No, I like San Francisco because I'm into tech. I have friends of all orientations, but yeah, no, I love tech. I'm like obsessed with tech, and San Francisco is very tech driven. But it's good that we bring this up because I tried to live in Playa Vista. So Playa Vista, they have like YouTube, and they're like Google's like going down there and dominating like the Playa Vista area. They have WeWork down there too. So, and Santa Monica is definitely very tech driven. So Santa Monica, Playa Vista, very tech driven. And who knows, maybe I do end up staying around that area. It's just more recently I've been hanging out in San Diego. Frank Ball says, I love tech as well. I have testicles, according to my professor. Okay, so I guess you get straight A's in your IT classes. That's great to know. Not really talking about my classes, just talking more about places I lived in, Southern California. Straight A's, yep. So, um, I'm not necessarily a straight A student. I'm just a straight passionate student. I'm just a passionate person. So I started a lot of companies out of passion, and I moved to Southern California out of passion. I tried to move to San Francisco once actually, but this video is not about Northern California. It's like about Southern California. So aside from trying out Santa Monica, Playa Vista, like I was saying, I recently moved to Temecula. I know it's weird because I met a guy and he lived out there, so we moved out there together. And I had this white picket fence mentality, but then I'm so career driven, and I'm into like the hustle and bustle of like a large city, like LA, New York, Chicago. Like that's just so me. There was like a time where I was gonna live in Chicago, but I just ended up in San Diego. So the good thing was he had a job at Carlsbad, so I would like go out to work in Carlsbad a lot. And thank God because I met more friends out in Carlsbad, and I love Carlsbad. Frank Balls, well, Spanky Monkey says Compton more like I can't read. I'm sorry. Lots of techies moved into neighborhood and it seems unsafe. Telemarketers running about and such. Yeah. San Diego is not like that. Like San Diego, everyone's like really chill. They're like in shorts and skateboards, and it's a really chill atmosphere. I like San Diego, and I feel like I'm a San Diego girl. Like I feel like I'm dressed like a San Diego. I feel like I'm a total San Diego girl, and maybe I might live here. It's just I haven't seen like a big insurgence of tech yet, but I mean, I stayed in downtown. I hung out in downtown San Diego during Halloween. Um, like there's a lot of art too. So the art scene, the wine is pretty big. I really like that, and they have like everything here as far as like amusements, like Legoland, SeaWorld. There's just so many things to do in San Diego when it comes to amusements. Um, but I do love the tech, so maybe I should look into Santa Monica and Playa Vista. There is a place like one of my friends lives in Cyprus, so I'm like kind of looking into that. But we'll see what ends up happening. Right now, I'm in Vegas, but I'm commuting a lot to hang out with my friends in San Diego. So if any one of you guys out there are watching and contemplating on moving to Southern California, that's been my experience.